The China Development Forum was held earlier this week.
Right.
This is an annual meeting of nearly 80 CEOs from the international community. Was China successful in delivering the message that it wanted at that event?
Well, I think so. I mean, this is Beijing's annual opportunity to engage in a charm offensive with the international business community. And I think some of the key messages that we saw coming out of this year's CDF, one, we heard a lot of confidence coming from the Chinese leaders, confidence in their own economic growth targets of 5% for the year ahead, confidence in Beijing remaining a source of global economic demand, and confidence in their own technological prowess, certainly after the DeepSeek announcement as well. But there were some other messages as well. Certainly they emphasized the importance of domestic consumption and foreign direct investment's role in that. And they had a pretty sharp message about trying to oppose protectionism and unilateralism. And they asked the CEOs to help them resist those efforts. And obviously we know to whom that message is directed.
We saw Senator Steve Daines lay out the groundwork for a potential meeting between President Trump and President Xi. This would be the first in person since taking office. From what we know, we don't know where, we don't know when,
Sure.
But what needs to happen next for this actual meeting to take place?
Well, look, Emily, I think you're right to focus on the prospects for a summit because since 1972, leader-level diplomacy has been absolutely vital to the successful management of U.S.-China relations. I think Senator Steve Daines going to Beijing and being received at such a senior level is probably an encouraging sign. Likewise, we saw over the last 24 hours, Vice Premier Hu Lifeng spoke with USTR Ambassador Greer. But I think if we're really going to see a summit, what I'm going to be watching will be, are there going to be ministerial level preparatory meetings, both phone calls and in person? Will there be working level negotiations? And there will almost certainly be a phone call between the two leaders before you would have an actual summit. You know, on the positive side of the ledger or the encouraging side of the ledger for a meeting, I think both sides are indicating they have an interest in such a meeting, but neither side seems terribly urgent to actually sit down. And in fact, my view is both sides seem to be taking steps to try to generate leverage against the other. And we're locked right now in this tit-for-tat cycle of competitive actions against one another that I think probably reduces the near-term prospects of that summit.
Now, the world has been watching closely as Trump meets all the world leaders, be it Japan, of course. So we've also watched what happened to Ukraine and President Zelensky.
Sure.
What was learned from the exchange that we saw in the White House between President Trump and President Zelensky that President Xi can take away?
Well, look, Emily, normally Chinese friends in Beijing are going to be very careful about preparing for any kind of a summit meeting and ensuring that they have confidence exactly where is this summit going to take place, what is the agenda going to be, is our leader going to be treated with respect. And I think only once they have those assurances would they actually agree to a meeting. And of course, the U.S. side is going to have a range of concerns and demands as well. President Trump has repeatedly stated his interest in engaging with Xi Jinping, but obviously any meeting would be designed probably to bring about some kind of progress or understanding on trade. So I think we've got a long road to go before we'll actually see such a meeting.